I'm Andrea Berenfeld with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Elite Properties. And this morning, we're talking to Drew Ferguson with Movement Mortgage. I think it's time that we get to the bottom of what's going on in this crazy market. And Drew is just the person to help us. Good morning.
Morning. Good being here.
Thank you. So first of all, in this current real estate environment, offers are going over list price. How is Movement Mortgage handling appraisals that fall short of the appraised price?
Yeah, great question. So one, I think appraisers have done a pretty good job of actually starting to keep up with the market. We haven't seen too many appraisals recently come in short, which is nice. But we certainly know that that is going to happen in a market where people are going well over the asking price for the home. So when that happens, I think there's a common misconception out there that you are just going to have a gap and you're going to have to make up that gap. Which, if you're putting 5% down on the property, very well could be true. But if you're putting 10, 15, 20% down, for example, you can keep your cash to close the same and then still have the ability to get into the home, just restructuring the financing a little bit. So an example of that would be, let's say you're buying a $500,000 house and somebody's putting 20% down. So $100,000 in that case, right? Let's say the property appraises at $475,000. So as the lender, we're gonna lend off the lower of the appraised value or the contract price. So in this case, we'd be lending off $475,000 is what we'd be based off of. So the client's got a couple options there, right? If they want to continue to do 20% down, that 20% down is going to be based off $475,000 and not the $500,000 in that case. So the loan amount becomes $380,000 and they are responsible for making up that gap there. Now the other option they could do is, let's say that they want to keep their cash to close right around that $100,000 for the down payment. Instead of doing a full 20% down, they just do a little bit less than 20% down, still finance $400,000. You've got the money to cover that gap still for the appraisal. And all it really does is it brings a little bit of PMI into play, which I think PMI is such a word that people hate, and it really shouldn't be. There's several different options on how you can handle PMI. Really on a monthly basis, it's going to be very cheap, especially an example like this. I mean, you're talking maybe $30 to $50 a month that you might run into. There's a financed MI where you could actually just finance it into your loan amount where you don't have to worry about it on a monthly basis, or you just pay for it outright. So there's plenty of ways to handle that, and there's plenty of ways to restructure the loan if your appraisal comes in light and still keep your cash to close the same as what you were expecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's very helpful.